Hi, I'm Philip from the Church of God, World Mission Society, and I attend the church in Maryland. I've been a member for 2 years, and honestly, since joining Church of God, my life has flipped 180. Before I attended Church of God, I grew up in other churches like Baptist, Methodist, like pretty much any church. It didn't matter because actually before I just believed that there really should be just one type of church. I didn't understand why there were so many different denominations, why this one and this one. And never really, even when I went to churches, they never really specifically explained what they actually believed in. It was just like, oh, you're just here, you're just a member, and that's it. Before I, did very well in school, went to Ivy League, and like all these things, but it didn't matter. Like all the success I had, just like something was left like unfulfilled. Even like starting my own business, like working, it just didn't really matter. Like something was missing. And even though in many situations when I was trying to, of course, like succeed, I would always pray to God, like, please let this situation go well. I really want to do well. But it was like there really wasn't like a connection there. And later on I would find out like actually the truth, because I really didn't know anything about God. Like how can I say I have a relationship with God, but I don't know anything about God at all? Even I remember a distinct experience when I was in one church with my family. I remember hearing the pastor say, oh wow, Trinity is so amazing, like, and I always reflect on that because I'm thinking, well, it's so amazing, but I'm sitting right here and nobody's told me anything. They don't tell me anything about the Bible and nothing. But actually, it was only when I came to the Church of God that I found everything in the Bible. The Trinity, all different kinds of things. Everything I wanted was explained all through the Bible, which I expected. There shouldn't be any other source besides the Bible. That's the way you should understand about God. And so, like, after coming to the Church of God and learning about Heavenly Mother, I mean, everything just made sense. And it was so simple. And really only God can hide something so simple in plain sight. I mean, for 2,000 years, the same words have been written. However, people just saw something else. But it was right there the whole time. And I mean, only God can do that. Hide something in plain sight where nobody can see it. That's one reason why I truly know that Church of God is truly the place that was established by God. So, I mean, even though like many people, they have such like strong beliefs about what they believe, they never actually like prove it through the Bible. Then what's the point? Like anybody can have an opinion, but if it's not God's opinion, then it doesn't matter. And really that's what you find in the Church of God. We find out actually what is God's opinion. Even though I think this is a way to the kingdom of heaven, but if God doesn't say it, then I'm wrong. And even though I've been very successful and very smart at certain things, there's a point in time in which I realized that, yeah, if I'm wrong, I just need to figure out what's right, rather than worrying about boasting about myself and that I should be right. I should just follow whatever is the right way. So that's what's great about being in the Church of God. Actually, through the Bible, we can see what is the right way, what is the way in which we can receive salvation. That's really what I've wanted all along, that I've actually found here. And I'm so happy. And really, like, in no other place would I usually, like, I'm like a person that keeps to myself. Because, of certain situations in the world, sometimes the way people act, it just, like, I really don't like situations where, I guess I don't explain it, but, I usually just keep to myself. But even in Church of God, I find that I'm like completely the opposite. I'm actually like an outgoing person. In no other church I've found that type of place, that type of comfort. But there, it's like, I can actually be me. That's why I like going all the time. That's why I like coming and studying the Bible, because of the love that's actually there. In no other place would I find this. In no other place would I talk to people this much or get up and give some type of speech in front of 200 people. You know, like, it's not me. I like to, you know, so there's so many things that if people would just actually come, that they would realize how great of a place it is. Nobody goes out and does, you know, tries to go to help people for all these community service events. And, you know, in Hurricane Sandy, like, a lot of people went up to help when nobody was helping. But that's what we do. It's only because we realized that what God's true love is through the Bible.